Hi-ho, Stampers! Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach. Today I'm here to show you another one of my black and white cards with the most gorgeous technique on it ever. Alright, so what I'm going to show you is this little embossed image right around here. And I did a whole video on my Journey Platinum, and I actually highlighted this card in there. So you want to jump over and check that out, okay? So what I'm going to do is let's start with the flower, okay? So I'm going to grab a scrap sheet of paper right here, and this comes from a stamp set called Summer Rose, and it's a multi-level stamp set. It's just beautiful. I'm going to use the larger of the rose. These are what they look like. These are the smaller ones with the leaves. They're just absolutely gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is take my solid colored stamp right here. This is the solid colored one, and you know, when I do my classes, I always have the flower on my grid blocks, which are absolutely amazing. I'm going to take this grid right, or the flower right here, and that's always going to be my top. So when people know that when they stamp with me, if they just use this at the top, they're going to know that that is the top of the stamp, and then the next one will go right over the top. I love that feature. So I'm going to bring in my river stone. Okay, that is the lighter of the two grays. This one is, the rock candy is the darker color, but I'm going to bring in the river stone right here, ink that up, and then just stamp it down onto my scrap paper right here. Don't you love scrap paper? Okay, so there's my background, and then I'm going to take my middle piece right here. Again, the little flower is right there on the top, and I'm going to stamp that with black licorice. And instead of doing 3 colors, I'm actually going to do it with 2 colors. So I'm going to take that, ink it up, and stamp it down. Okay, now I'm just going to line it up. All right, it's just so easy to line these up. Beautiful. Okay, there's stage 2, and then the next one is going to be my inner part, and that stamp is right here. Again, the flower is right there, so I know that that is right side up. And I'm going to take my black licorice and stamp that right here in the middle. Okay, isn't that beautiful? And it's so easy to do with these stamps. It's just so very, very easy to do with these stamps. Now what I need to do is to just cut this out real quick. And remember let me just cut it down so it's smaller for me. And then remember what I always tell you to do when you're cutting anything like this. You want to move your paper, not your scissors. Because when you do that, it gives you such nice rounded corners. See, I'm turning the paper, not the scissors. All right, that is something that I learned when I used to do shear and schnitt. If you've ever, that's quite a word. If you've ever heard that before, if you've ever heard of that craft, it's a beautiful craft, and it all has to do with cutting very intricate little pieces of paper. Has anybody heard of that before? I just love shear and schnitt. I know you've seen it before. I'm not explaining it well. Very intricate cutting, beautiful. And I think that's why I love to cut so much. Alrighty, see how I'm moving the paper around the circles? And it just makes for nice rounded corners. Alright, instead of trying to move your scissors. And you know, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Alrighty, and there's our last cut. How fast and fun was that? Alright, so now what I'm going to do is start putting this all together. But first what I have to do is I have to cut this little piece of paper right here. So I'm going to grab my paper, I'm going to run to my station, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to take and emboss that, so be right back. So I'm down at the die cutting station, and I need to take and emboss this piece right around here. So I have my magnetic platform, and remember I have an entire video on just this machine alone, so make sure you go and watch that video from beginning to end, because it has some tips that I think that you are never going to know if you don't watch that video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my magnetic platform, I'm going to take my rubber mat. Now you just have to think about what you're doing, okay? This is the cutting edge right here. I'm going to lay that down so that the cutting edge is going into the rubber mat. Gasp! No, you're not going to cut into the mat. It is actually going to take and it's going to emboss for you. So I'm going to lay down my piece of cardstock that's 4 5/8 by 3 1/2, and I'm just going to lay this right on the top. All right, I'm just outlining the cardstock right here. The next thing that you need to do is to grab your green embossing plate. This is not used for embossing folders. It is used for this embossing technique. Okay, so, and it is included with your kit. It's not an extra platform. So I'm just going to run this through, and when we bring it back, this is what I have. It is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. It has that beautiful die all the way around. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, this is the side that we're going to use. That's the puffed out side. But when you turn it over, this side is just as beautiful. And I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but try it with your new machine. It just is such, this is just one of the ones that people just don't do. And I don't know why, because it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so let's go back and I'm going to show you how to finish up the card. Super simple. All right, so wasn't that a fun thing to do? This is my paper right here, and it has that beautiful embossed image all the way around it. Just love that. Okay, so get those green mats out, get your Journey Platinum out, get those green mats out, and start using them. All right, so now what we need to do is to layer this. So I'm going to take my card base. It's 11 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2. I'm going to grab some of my Journey foam dots right here. These are the medium size. And I'm just going to take and put them on the back of this because I do want this popped up. All right, I just always put one in the middle because I don't like it to sink in. All right, and I'm not even going to take off the middle piece right here because you don't have to. It's just as an anchor. I'm going to, oh, before I do that, oh dear, I have to take and wrap my ribbon around it. So without getting this stuck on anything, I'm actually going to just put it on like this. And then lay it onto my card, okay? Don't forget to put your ribbon on before you do your layering, all right? All right, now I can tie my bow. I'll do that after. Okay, so now I have that on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to layer this down, but I'm not going to pop up the oval, all right? I just cut the oval out with the with my oval cutter, with my oval die, and then I used my perforating die here. Just check to make sure there's no chads. I just kind of run this around just to make sure there's no chads on the back of it, and then just lift this. And you really do need your bloom tool to help get it off without ripping your paper, okay? So grab your bloom tool, but everybody has one of those by now, correct? All right, now I have my little piece. Now, the reason I don't want to pop it up is because I really want to see the black in those holes, okay? So I'm just going to use my Easy Glide for that and put that right on my card next. And I've got some bling going on with this one too, so stick with me here. All right, so I have that on there. Now this one, I'm also going to put a Journey foam square on there. We only need one in the middle for this one. All right, so add that to the middle. Oops. I like to keep myself clean here, so getting that in the garbage. Okay, I'm going to add that, and yes, you are right. I should have stamped that ahead of time, and I didn't. I didn't even bring my Love You stamp up. But anyway, I put my Love You on there, and I will go and do that afterwards, okay? And then I need to finish this up by tying my bow. I'm going to tie my bow next. Let's get this out of the way. I'm going to tie my bow here. Now when you're tying satin ribbon, remember it's satin on one side, so all you do is just keep turning the loops. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so this is the unsatin time. I'm going to take and I'm going to turn that. So now the satin is up. Now I want to make sure that the satin is up, so I turn it. Now to go through, I'm going to turn it, and then when I'm done, all of the satin comes through without the unsatin on the other side. So all you have to do is keep turning it. It's very easy. This is a fast card, people. Don't be afraid to do this one. You can mass produce these. You can make it yellow. You've heard of the yellow rose of Texas? I send that to my sister-in-law all the time because she's from Texas. Well, she lives in Texas. She's actually from Venezuela. But yep, see, and here we go. Here we go. And I'm just fluffing my bow. I love to make bows. Okay, and then I'm going to trim them off with my, oh, let's see, where are my, well, I'll trim them off with my little guys right here. And there we go. All right, so there's that part of it. Now let me just show you what I did to bling it up. So here is my my card. I'm going to take and I'm going to add a couple of little rhinestones with that. Let me see, here they are. And let's just grab Let's see, I want the smallest one. And then I want a medium one. All right, so I've got my bling on here, but I'm not quite done yet. Now what I'm gonna do, if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it, I put a few little dewdrops on there, and I did that with my Journey Glaze. I just love Journey Glaze. All right, so I'm just gonna take and put a dot right here. I'm just gonna put a couple 3 dots, 2 and 3. You probably can't see them on camera, but they are absolutely gorgeous. Now, one last thing that I'm gonna do is to add some of my Glimmer from Pan Pastels. The actual pan is downstairs, but I do have, and that's why I want to tell you that these things go forever. This is Silver Pan Pastel, and I'm just gonna rub it on to give it that little bit of sparkle, okay? And there it is. Ta-da! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. All right, I will go back and add my love you right there, and the card is done. I told you it was a fast and easy card. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, hop on over to my blog. There's a lot of questions answered over there. And remember to watch that video on the Journey Platinum. Okay, take care, have a great day, and see you soon.